right, folks. Babylon. And thank you to the people that have. Is it Babylon with the weird little dudes? Is it Babylon with the weird little dudes? I think it is. Yeah, there they are, the weird little dudes. So thank you for pointing that out to me, people that have pointed that out to me. Babylon has indeed got weird little dudes. We need vision of them to really like. Look at these guys, like they're like little Ewoks around their little campfire. Damn. These ones are just kind of standing still. I could have sworn they like boogied about and stuff. Yeah, little Ewok dudes just chilling by their campfire.
Why not?
They've got a lot of money. Is that like just piles of gold they've got?
Damn.
Yeah, man. Anyway, yeah, those are the little dudes. What's happening here? I should probably cast the game. Yeah, so in game 1, you know, it wasn't an overly eventful game until the big jukaroo at the end, with both players mostly staying on their own side of the map. Eli did muster up a bit of a force with some DTs. Oh, hello, that's an error. And managed to get quite a lot done. There were DTs slaying many workers. However, you'd have to say that wasn't the reason that Anxer did not win, because ultimately it wasn't a shortage of money that caused him to lose the big fight in the end. He just wasn't turning the money into units. So bear in mind, if you're playing Zerg, unlike Terran, unlike Protoss, you can't build additional sort of structures to produce out of. Everything comes from your hatchery. So you have to have a lot of them. There is nothing wrong with, if you've got a lot of money, throwing down an extra hatchery inside your main base just to give you extra larvae to produce. But again, it wasn't really a shortage of larvae either, Anxer. It was that you just weren't turning those larvae into stuff. And as a Zerg, that's pretty much what you've got to stay on top of. You have to be turning the larvae into stuff. If you find you don't have enough larvae to spend your money, then you need more hatcheries. If you find you don't have enough money to spend your larvae, then you need more drones. That's pretty much it. I mean, it sounds simple. You know, in the heat of battle, things can slip away from you. But in general, that's the idea. Your income should match your larva production roughly until it gets towards the late game, and then both of those may exceed your ability to spend because you might become supply blocked because you hit the 200 limit. And at that point as Zerg, it's absolutely a-okay to be building up a bank of both, but you do need a bank of both. The goal then in the late game is to have enough minerals and gas and enough larvae to remax. The idea being you can throw down tech as Zerg, so you could maybe, let's say you've got 200 supply of roaches. You can't build more units, so you can spend your money on tech. So you could throw down, for example, an infestor pit, get a hive up, throw down an ultra cavern, you could throw down a spire, and then attack with the roaches. The enemy army beats those roaches because a 200 supply army of roaches is not the best 200 supply army. Roaches are not very supply efficient. So maybe you lose that army, but you've killed half of theirs. At that point, as a Zerg, you want to be able to just hold down, for example, the T button and just remax on Mutalisks, remax on Ultralisks, remax on something different from the last thing that you built, because your enemy's army, in theory anyway, should be sort of geared up to fight the last thing you had. You know, if you're attacking with roaches, your opponent as a Protoss is probably thinking, okay, let's build some immortals because there's roaches coming at me, and immortals, as everybody knows, do extremely well against roaches. Let's not build squishy stuff. Let's not build adepts. They're not good against roaches. Let's build Stalker Immortal. Fantastic. So you then build the things that are really good against Stalker Immortal. You just remax on Lings if you have to, remax on Mutalisks or whatever. I don't know. You get the idea. And under those circumstances, yeah, it's fine to then build up a bit of a bank. But until then, you want to be spending both larva and money. Okay, let's have a look at the tech. Hive is on its way, and that is Very interesting indeed. So I wonder what the plan is for Anxer here, because he did get this pretty early infestation pit, and he has got a hive on the map.
Ultras.
He doesn't, yeah, if it is ultras, he's going to need more gas. You do need a lot of gas. In fact, to be honest, you need a lot of gas for any hive tech. So you really need to get these gases built. You really need to get them mining. And here we are at the 9.5 minute mark. You really should have more than 3 bases. 10 minutes deep as Zerg, really, your half of the map should be all creep and hatcheries. Past 10 minutes is late game in a game of StarCraft, isn't it? The first few minutes are early game. The sort of 6 minute to 10 minute is mid game. Past 10 minutes is definitely late game. So really you should have consumed half the map, or be in the process of consuming it anyway. Fourth base is done and is building, so this is good to see, but you've also got to saturate this, and more importantly, make sure you are spending those larvae. I can't stress that enough. Look, the mineral bank here, you've got to be spending it, although currently slightly supply blocked, so I will let them off for that. So it's going to be greater spar tech, and I like that a great deal. Greater spar, you, my friend, are a mistake. Single swarm host in the mix frequently happens because as a Zerg, it's S to select the larva from your hatcheries, and then if you hold it too long, you accidentally SS and build a swarm host, which is disappointing. Literally pros do that. You quite often see pros like building and they're playing really fast, and suddenly there's like a single swarm host running about on the map like an absolute fool. This Protoss army though is just really big. It's a big ground pounding army. There's 3 Colossus in the back. There are, look how many Immortals. So many Immortals are just going to shell out. Just that is just going to walk through everything. And again, Anxer, you just didn't turn your bank into units quickly enough. Arguably as well, you could have, this base has just been mining, undefended, unharassed for the whole game. And, a handful of lings could have disrupted that, slowed your opponent down. This is pretty awkward, isn't it? This little front stalkers keep stopping to shoot and hold everything up. So the mute has come out, but, it's $1 short and a day late. It is not going to cut it. If those mutas had been out 5 minutes earlier, maybe you could have got something done with them. As it is, it's GG.